This PODCLIP is brought to you by Paradigm Human Performance and their HSC subscription service.
I don't feel that that's fair for anyone to be put in that position to where you're constantly walking on eggshells trying to think about what you can and can't say. Right. I had posted something a while back talking about a little bit about just freedom of speech and just people being able to say whatever they want to say. Like
this comes back to that intent thing that you were saying earlier.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. I mean, like, look at art, look at art. Art is in a lot of ways inherently violent, right? And polarizing and scary, right? For a reason, right? And the same thing with writing, right? Like a lot of the stuff that I write, like I'm not sensitive in the way that I write, right? I just kind of pour stuff out and just profanity and
think
all
out loud, right? Yeah.
Right. And it'd be very easy to say, well, I don't know, yeah. Because even writing this book, I caught myself in the latest book doing that too a little bit, going, well, what would somebody? Oh, well, I'm like, no, I can't care, right? It's kind of back.
But what about
put out what I think? But I think it's really important. Again, you hit the nail on the head again with intent, because that exact conversation.
Yeah,
I don't know, and that doesn't offend me. Again, maybe I'm not woke enough, but if somebody walks up to me and is like, "Oh, are you married, wife, kids?" I'll be like, that wouldn't offend me if someone had said that.
Yeah, I don't think
it's getting to the point though to where if I walk up to you, so you husband, kids,
yeah,
to where maybe that wouldn't be offensive, because that might offend someone, right?
Yeah, like God, it's a minefield, isn't it? Sometimes, but like
it shouldn't be though. I think that's what I'm saying. So I want to say this, because this is, again, me. I can only speak for myself,
of course. Yeah.
But if your intent isn't to harm me, right? I don't know. I don't get offended. I don't, maybe I'm not woke enough. If someone asks me if I have a wife and kids, I'm not going to be offended. Right. If someone says, I have friends that joke with me in ways that people might find wildly inappropriate, right? That I don't find offensive. Sorry. I don't know. I don't find it offensive. Right.
Yeah.
But if your intent is to harm me or harm someone else, right? If you're using, there's specific words, obviously, or certain things that can kind of go either way. Yeah. If your intent is to harm someone, then you're a shithead. Yeah, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
But if you're just hanging out with the guys talking shit, I don't know. I don't get offended. I'm sorry. That's just.
Does it not come into?
I don't want people to feel that need, as you said, to feel like they're navigating a minefield constantly, because that's about as othered as you can get, right? When you walk in and then the conversation changes.
Yeah,
right?
You don't want that either.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's not a position I want to be in or force anyone into either.
But when did it go? Like, it's difficult. What's difficult, I think, is like, is like, I remember when I was a kid that gay was something I would use as a derogative term to a male friend, to be like, right. And one of the Hangover films, like, it's that ongoing joke on there where the kid, I can't remember, does something and the guy just from the background goes, "Hook, gay," like, that does that not then Sam come into like that kind of systematic discrimination? Like, I get where you're coming from. I do 100% get where you're coming from, but it's like, I as a child would use the word gay as a derogative term, so therefore that is offensive. Like, I wouldn't do it now.
It could be, yeah, it could be. Again, I think, like, so watching The Hanger, I thought that joke was hilarious. I don't, I don't find any bit of problem there. Whether or not it feeds into more systematic issues, right? Maybe. But again, I think that when I, so like that film in particular, like when I watch that joke, when I hear that term kind of chucked around like that, I don't know. It still falls back. It always falls back to intent with me.
Yeah.
Right. So you, as a child, going around going gay, right? Yeah. I don't think that you were like, I'm going to destroy homosexual people. With this term. You're just going, this is funny. I've seen it in a movie. It's hilarious.
Yeah. True.
Right. So I don't know for sure. I think that there is something to be said about, obviously being conscious to the power that your words can have. I think that there is something to be said there. But I think on the flip side of that coin, there is an understanding. There has to be an understanding with the individual too, that words only have power over you to the extent that you allow them to. right? So I think that there is something to be said. Now, there is probably a much deeper conversation that you kind of touched on, probably in the middle of those two things, going, well, what's the impact that this has on everything else?
Yeah.
Right. What's the impact of this, on the system, right? I think that there probably is a conversation out there, but again, I don't know. I mean, just kind of spitballing, talking out loud. If you have 100 kids rolling around, that watch the Hangover screaming gay, versus one person that really holds hate in their heart saying gay, right? Which one really causes more, if any, causes damage to the system?
True.
Right. So I think there's probably a
which one would you prefer to have?
Yeah. I'll take the look. For me, I'll take the gang of 100 kids that are going around using the term that they have no intent behind at all. Any day of the week, the person that's just a true shithead.